morning and welcome to Belfast. So just to catch you up on a little bit of the events that happened last night, we went and saw Gary Williams, the original West End Broadway star from the Rat Pack, and he put on a bit of a show with lots of jazz music, and actually I thoroughly enjoyed it. And the one thing I'm really enjoying is just listening to live music again. I really appreciate that. I missed it during the pandemic. And then last night I took a little video from my Facebook of Scotland at night, and it was beautiful and everything was fine. And then tragedy occurred. I sound very dramatic actually. So let me just show you something. So you can see our balcony. That's lovely island out there. We've got a view to the airport today. So we've seen one flight take off, which was pretty cool, but we can smell the aviation fumes. Unfortunately, that's a bit stinky. Anyway, so I was out there taking a lovely video, and look, you have to come over a little hurdle to get in back into your room. Well, I achieved step one. And then you would think it was simple. I'm on carpet, my 2 feet are firmly on the ground. But no. I ended up falling over into a cabinet and onto the floor. Like a proper tit. And so Alan was in the loo when all of this occurred. So I dragged myself, because obviously the ankle was just in agony at that point. I just dragged myself onto the sofa, put my ankle up. Alan came out and he was like, "Are you alright?" And I was like, "Well, all is fine apart from the fact I fell over." Now I was thinking it would be fine. This morning it will just go down. Everything will be fine. Oh, I was wrong. I've woken up with an egg. There's more of my body than I want it to be there. So yes, so it looks like I've probably sprained or done something to my ankle. However, this is not going to stop me, because I want to go to the Titanic museum. I want to go around Belfast. I have been waiting for this for such a long time. So this ankle business is not going to hold me back from doing what I really want to do. But it hurts like to walk on. So if you see me in the vlog for the next couple of days and you see me hobbling, that is why. Oh, and you know what? What's worse thing is I can't turn around and tell you guys, yeah, I was drunk. No alcohol was consumed. And yes, I had 2 feet firmly on a carpet and I still fell over. And you would have thought the hurdle would have been the problem in all this scenario. But no, apparently having 2 feet on the ground is a problem for me. And Alan's just laughing at me. To be fair, I'm laughing at me. So yeah, later on we have an excursion. So we've just gone for breakfast, which was lovely, and then we're gonna go off to the Titanic museum and the little tour around Belfast, but it's not until the afternoon, so we're just lazing in our room for most of the morning. I'm just gonna keep my foot rested as much as possible, or my ankle even, before we go out, and then we'll go from there. See what happens. But it does mean, I think, I really wanted to go swimming this holiday. I wanted to get in the water. I wanted to go to the Serenity place, but with my ankle the way that it is, it's probably a really bad idea. So that is now out the window, which I'm really gutted about, because it's one of those things that I saw before coming on board and when I really would love to do that. But it's not the end of the world. At the end of the day, I'm still on board. I'm in Ireland. It is beautiful, the sun is shining. Let me take you outside quickly, just to show you our view that we have. The other side is much nicer, I'm not gonna lie, but this is what we've got. So this is what we've got of Ireland. As you can see, people are getting off the boat down there, and we've got excursions going this side, it looks like, and we also have excursions going this side, but we also have, I believe this is like a taxi line. As you can see, we have the, I don't know what you call it, yeah, the airport side really, and just if you go down there, that's where the Titanic place is. This is the lovely island. I love the back drop-off island. Like I said that to Alan when we were coming in, how beautiful it was. It was really stunning. Okay, so we're out the room. I am sporting my piglet mask today, and we are just going to go and grab ourselves a little bit of lunch before the excursion starts, because we want to have eaten and drunk before we go out. Ankle is sore. Oh, I love that. So pretty, isn't it? Right, so let's go and get some lunch. You can see there, they're doing an emergency drill, and that's one of the lifeboats just gone out just to be tested from Anthem of the Seas. So all the crew are being tested today for any emergency drills. So safety has been one of the most key things on board, whether it's to do with COVID related safety protocols or just general emergency ones. The one thing, this is lemonade on board. The one thing I would say about the lemonade is if you like your lemonade a bit sharp, then that's the perfect drink for you.
Basically actual lemons.
Yeah. And I've got a little bit of pudding today. I went for the chocolate bar and a tropical bit of pound cake, and I picked up a passion fruit drink this time to try it. Guys, look what lift we're in. I took some pictures with him the other day. Oh, I love him so much. This is my favourite lift.
This one isn't going down though.
Oh. Is it because we're on level 4?
No, because...
Oh. Okay. Bye. Bye, penguin. So, if you come off and you went that way, that would be the shuttle bus into the city centre that you could actually get on. We are going this way as we have a tour booked. We're all checked in and now on the bus, ready to go. It was super easy. We just came off and we just walked around the corner. A member of staff was waiting, had a look at our tickets and told us what bus to get on. So, all good so far.
Dating and feature men in balaclavas and things, but this one more is celebrating the culture and heritage of West Belfast. But now if you look over to the right hand side, then you'll see the wall that goes up just behind the houses over there. So you can see that that wall is literally separating two communities. On this side, what we have the nationalist community, but the houses on the far side of that wall are people from the loyalist community. Republican prisoners had got special rights and they didn't want to be treated as ordinary criminals, but the British government tried to remove these rights from them and they went on hunger strike. And over a period of time, 10 of them died, and Bobby Sands was the first of these. So it's like these murals here, that first one and the one on the end, is depicting those that died in the hunger strikes. Of these ones then are all very much reflecting the Irish cause, and then as we come up we're going to go through the gates and we're nearly in a bit of like what's called no man's land for a few minutes, and then when we come out the gates on the other side, if you look to the right hand side, you'll see a change in the murals, and these murals then are showing loyalty to the British Crown. They've got Union Jacks on them, and this one's commemorating the anniversary of the Battle of the Somme. Have been very badly impacted by the Troubles. They're very strong working class areas, and there's a very strong community feel within them. Just a reflection of 30 years of violence. Would have been used by the prison wardens. They lived there up until the outbreak of the Troubles, and then the next part is the main entrance to the prison. I always think it looks very impressive entrance for a prison. So this is Crumlin Road Jail House, and once you went in there and were found guilty, you never saw light of day again. Very much got a nautical theme. And then as we drive in, you'll see on the right hand side a big Titanic sign, and that's built from the same steel as the hull of Titanic was constructed from. And then on the right hand side you see the Titanic statue with the female figure that we see on the bow of a ship. These big steel posts that you see to the right, these mark out the gantries. So there's two of them. Titanic was built in the one closest to us, and her sister ship, the Olympic, on the far one.
We are at the Titanic Museum. The Titanic Museum was built by the height of the Titanic and in a star shape. So yeah, this building is built like a star in because of the White Star Line, who built Titanic. And Titanic was just built behind this building. And we're just going to go around the Titanic Museum. Looks like we're going up a lift. So we're in a lift going up. So all the bottom floors was just about like the building, kind of like just the start of the idea of it, wasn't it?
Building the shed with your ducks and the yards and all that.
Now we're going up. Titanic was launched from this one. So we're just outside of the museum where Titanic was built, and Titanic was built at the front one here. Olympia, is it Olympic?
Olympic.
Olympic, sorry, was built in the second one. We've now just walked around the museum. It was pretty cool. There's a little ride within the museum, so I think it's definitely worth people to come. It's really interesting for those who are really into learning about the Titanic, the history of Titanic, etc. Definitely worth coming down. They've made an amazing exhibit here, and we're just going to go and have a look at the dock. It is raining, so I'm going to put the camera away while it's raining, and we'll see you back on the bus for the second part of the Belfast tour. The Titanic Museum is now done, and we're back on the bus ready to do the second half of our Belfast trip. Like I said earlier, in the rain, if you are a Titanic fanatic and want to learn more, I'd highly recommend you come to this centre. It is a wonderful centre that they've built for the Titanic, and it is pretty awesome to say that you've stood in the same place where the Titanic was built. Right, let's go around Belfast. Oh, and I'm just loving my mask. I love Piccolo.
Grand Central Hotel. This is the largest hotel in Belfast, and this has just gone up in recent years, and it has a fabulous rooftop bar that gives real panoramic views of all around Belfast. And that shows Thane lifting, there's a mermaid lifting drowning sailors from it. And this was very much bought and paid for by the people of Belfast, and this is in memory of the people of Belfast that died in the Titanic. when Titanic sunk, it caused great shockwaves around the city, because as you can imagine, there were so many people involved, not only in the building of it, but all the subsidiary industries. So this was put up more or less immediately, and down the two sides of it, it lists the 22 people from Belfast that died, and most of these people were members of what was called the Ship's Guarantee Group, and these were workers from Harland and Wolff that had been chosen to go on their maiden voyage, and this was very much to fix any snags or problems that there might have been on the initial voyage. And then behind then, although you probably can't really see it, we have what's called the Belfast List. And this is the only memorial of its type anywhere in the world. It's a big long plinth, it's about 9 metres, and it lists all 1,500 plus names of everybody that died on the Titanic. Now, in different places around the world, there's Titanic memorials, but this is said to be the only one that lists everybody, and it puts them purely in alphabetic order. It shows no deference to whether they were first class passenger or the lowliest member of the crew.
So we are back on board from our Titanic and Belfast trip. I did film on the second half of the Belfast, but I don't think the quality will be great because it was really raining outside, and I think you've got a lot of rain droplets rather than the nice buildings that are in Belfast. We have to now scoot off for dinner because we got onto ship about 5:45, and our dinner reservations is between 6 and 6:30, and we have a show tonight. We're seeing the Graffiti Gang, I think it's called. So if I don't like the starters on the menu, this now happens to be my go-to. You actually get a really nice selection. You get some crackers. Yesterday I got more crackers, or the day before. You get 2 slices of cheeses. This chutney is amazing. You get some celery. This time I got some nuts. You get this cheese as well, but I don't like blue cheese or straw. And you get some bread with it. Back from dinner. Dinner was amazing as always. The service, I honestly, I can't fault our 2 servers who look after us each night, Angelique and Kadik. They're just amazing, fantastic. So yeah, we loved going to dinner. I have had a wonderful day. Going around Belfast is an interesting experience. If you don't know much about the Belfast history, I would definitely advise you to go and have a look at it. It does have a dark past, and we went through different parts of Belfast where it's still very evident of the difficulties that they do endure here. But then you also find the other side of Belfast where they have modernised and the industry is booming. Considering that, you know, the shipping was difficult at some points. That's what they're known for, is making boats, and that's an industry that's gone more downhill for Belfast. It still exists in Belfast, which is amazing, but it's not as prominent as it once was many years ago. We thoroughly enjoyed the Titanic Museum. Again, it's one of those places, if you are really interested in the history of the making of the Titanic, I would highly recommend. The museum itself was beautiful. They have created a lovely space to go to. I love the fact there was a little ride within the museum. There was lots of different things to look at. Definitely worth having a look. And then this evening we are going to see a group called the Graffiti something. I'll take some pictures on my phone. Apparently they're meant to be a string quartet with comedy, so I'm interested to see how this works out, how this pans out. I hope you've enjoyed today. I hope you've enjoyed looking at the beautiful city of Belfast. I hope I've given Titanic Museum the due it deserves, and I made it around. I hobbled, but I made it. The update on my ankle is it is throbbing, but I expected that. Tomorrow we have 2 days at sea, and I think I can rest it. Fingers crossed. Oh, and we have very exciting things for tomorrow, so we'll see you tomorrow.